So we'll proceed now with part 3 of the tutorial. So in this part, you will learn how you can manage your research data, preserve them on NOMAD, and publish them into datasets. This is, I would encourage you to try out what I'm showing. So we have prepared few exercises. You can download them from the links that will be in the chat, also from the link that we provided earlier. And before going into details into this journey of raw data to publish data sets, I would like first to introduce the key elements that are involved in this process in NOMAD. And this basically all starts from a NOMAD user, which is a person, that's you, with a NOMAD account, who would be the main author of all files and entries uploaded to NOMAD. And if you haven't created an account yet, you can follow the steps in the shared link in the chat to quickly create one. It takes mostly 1 minute. And from this first element, the NOMAD user, we go to the next element, which is the NOMAD uploads. And basically, they are folders or directories that organize all files and entries in NOMAD. And they are created by the user, and you can create multiple uploads, for example, for each project to achieve a certain organization that fits your needs. And each upload could also be organized in a file structure manner into directories and folders and so on. Uploads can be shared and can be published, would then include all the entries and files within them. Uploads would contain the entries. So when you add your research data files, it all goes within an upload. And here, like we talk about NOMAD entries, which are automatically created processed data from your raw files, which means they become indexed, structured, where you can visualize and analyze them. And uploads can include multiple entries. In case NOMAD does not process your entries, it doesn't have the parser to read and structure your data, the raw files are still stored into your upload, and they form an integral part of it. So when you share the upload, they're shared with it. And the last element is basically the data sets. And data sets are created by you, the user, and they're created for the purpose of grouping related entries and curating data, for example, for the purpose of publishing them and assigning them a DOI. So they are very useful when you would like to fill the data availability section in your publications, where you can have statements like my data is available on NOMAD repository and can be accessed through this DOI. Datasets can include entries from the same upload, but they could also include entries from different uploads. So we will explore all these elements as we go through the exercises that we have prepared for this hands-on part. And from here, we can move to the first exercise, which is very simply creating and managing an upload in NOMAD. So what you will learn here is you will learn how to create an upload, modify and manage certain aspects of it, such as renaming it, sharing it, and publishing it. So join me in going to NOMAD now, and I'll bring my NOMAD screen. Okay, so the first step to create uploads and uploading data into NOMAD is that you need to be logged in, as we mentioned. So I will click here to log in to my account. And then to create an upload, I find the relevant page under the publish menu here, and then I click uploads. And this basically takes me to a page called Your Uploads. It lists all the uploads that are created under my user account, and it allows me to create new ones. So now, since we are creating a new upload, we click on this blue button on the top here, create a new upload. And basically, a new upload is created. It's assigned an upload ID, and the upload page is opened. We can rename the upload. So by clicking on this pen icon here, just provide a descriptive name to your upload. So this is tutorial 16 upload example. And this basically provides a descriptive name for the upload. So the upload page can have two possible views. One is the overview look of the page, and the other one is the files. So on the overview page, you have various tools to manage your upload, such as searching the upload or managing the sharing, downloading it, or even deleting it. And then you have a guiding sections which start from preparing and uploading the files, showing the process data here. Entries will appear once we start uploading files. And in addition, the editing and the editing, the visibility and sharing your upload, editing metadata, and publish. The other view is the file view. So NOMAD is a file-based system, which means everything's stored in a file-like manner. So when you go to this view, all the files included in your upload, whether they are raw files or process data, will appear on the left side here, and the right side is reserved to viewing or providing a simple preview of these files. Okay, so let's see how we can share and upload with a colleague. And the purpose of this is if you are working with your team member on a certain project and you would like both to start uploading contents, or maybe you would like somebody to review your work, then you would like to share this. And to do this, there are two possible ways. You can either click on this icon here, or you can edit the upload members and the upload members in the edit visibility section here. So let's click. This opens this screen here. You can see that your account appears as the main member. You are the main author of this upload. And to add members, you can simply start typing their name, and then NOMAD will start showing the available usernames that matches your search. So I will add another user. And afterwards, you can select the access rights for this user. And there are two possible rights here. So you could add them as a co-author. This means that they have read and write access. So they can add contents to your upload. They can modify it. Or you can add them as a reviewer, which simply means that they can just review the work, but they cannot write contents to your upload. So I will add co-author and click submit. And this basically adds a member to my upload. So the upload is shared with few colleagues, and the icon appears in this manner here. This is what I want to show in this exercise. In the next exercise, when we start uploading data, these tabs will be activated where we can edit, provide additional metadata to the upload and publish this. Okay, then we can proceed to actually uploading files. So in this, we have a few exercises where we will show you how you can add files to the upload and distinguish between generated entries and stored files, and how you can preview and visualize them. So the exercises would cover miscellaneous files, such as if you want to upload an image or a PDF file as a complementary information in your upload, or for actual research data, such as data from computational workflows or experimental measurements. Before doing so, I'll just prove like a summarized explanation of the difference between NOMAD entries and other files. So NOMAD entries basically are processed data by NOMAD. So they originate from files that you upload, which have built-in parsers in NOMAD. It means that NOMAD can read them, understand the structure, and apply the NOMAD structured meta info into them. Entries can be searchable, they can be analyzed, and you can generate visualizations from them. In addition, they have dedicated pages in the NOMAD GUI. For the other files, so they get uploaded to NOMAD, but they are not really processed because there is no built-in parser for them, and they are stored in NOMAD in a similar way as any cloud storage service, but you can share them when you share your upload. Okay, so in the first exercise, we will be uploading miscellaneous files. So in the files that you have downloaded, you'll find a folder called miscellaneous, which would have the information as shown. Just a minute. Yeah, it's like these files here, and we will show you what happens when you upload these files that are not processed in Nomad. So they are just stored in there, and we can go ahead and start doing this. So we will use the same upload that we have just created. And to start uploading your files, you can try to drag and drop them directly into the blue button here. So I will drag first this compressed file into Nomad, and Nomad can uncompress zipped files and check the files within, and then decides whether they could be processed or just added to the file system. So the uploading process is over, and you can see a list of the files that existed in the compressed file appearing here. Um, in this case, like nothing further happened down the page, so there are no entries created in the process data section, but the files exist in your upload and they are stored within the file-based system. So let's proceed by uploading the rest of the files. So I will use the open dialog this time. Um, okay, and then I will pick several files from this folder, PDFs, images, CSV files, and then they are being uploaded. Similarly to the previous case, no processed data are generated, but all the files are added. And if you go to the files view of the upload, and for example, we click on this PNG image, and you can click on preview to preview the page. So Nomad can provide a simplified preview of certain file formats. PDFs, for example, you can view it as well in Nomad, and yeah, the text files similarly as well. You can add further organization to your upload within the file view here. For example, I can create a new folder, and let's say to organize things, I would have a folder for publications. And you can see that the folder is created here now. And to add items to this folder, I would simply drag and drop them here and then click move and then add here. Yeah, and basically you can do the same like for images and whatever kind of folder organization you would like. Okay, so this is very simple. You just drag and drop, add the files. In this case, they are not processed. We will move to the next example now to look on files that can get processed within Nomad. So the next exercise is based on results from computations data. You can also find it in the folder that you have you have downloaded. And basically, we will use input and output files of a DFT calculation for iron oxide. Nomad has support for a wide range of DFT methods and codes, and also other theoretical techniques. And this specific exercise, we have calculations performed using the FHI AIMS code, which has a parser within Nomad, which means entries will be created from this file. And so let's go and do this. So we will again add files to the upload, and we will explore the generated entries and view how we can add more metadata to it. So let's go back to Nomad. And like now, I would like you to create a new upload for this entry. So let's just create a new upload. This is computation exercise. And let's save it. Then we can carry the file. In this case, like the input and output files would be a large number of files. You could add them individually, but the easier way is basically to compress them and upload the compressed file directly to NOMAD. So we drag and drop the compressed file, and now NOMAD is uncompressing the file, checking what can be parsed, and will be parsing the files to structure them and create entries. And in this case, you can see that there is an entry created from these files. If we open the list of files that has been uploaded, you can see like everything is part of, like all the input and output files are part of the upload. And the file that has been parsed will have a tag next to it with the name of the parser that was used to create the entry. You can click on the arrow icon to explore the entry. This will take you to the entry page, and this basically the entry page is composed of a left sidebar which shows the main metadata for the file, and various cards on the right showing specific information and visualization from this entry. So for this specific case, the materials card is showing the cell structure, the composition. You can also toggle this to see the parameters for the unit cell. There is an electronic properties card showing the band structure, density of states, and the calculated band gaps. And there is also a workflow card showing the workflow for this calculation. It's interactive, and you can click and check the various steps. From the overview page, if you would like to explore the entry into more details, you can go to the data tab, and here you can view the available sections from this entry. In principle, NOMAD always has results and metadata entry for all types of created entries, and these are basically used to index the entry and collect the metadata into the filters. For the specific computational file that we uploaded, we have two additional sections. So the workflow section and the run section. And basically they define the structure or the way that the information from these files are structured. So for example, you can click on run and then click on like system and try to explore the various subsections and the various quantities that are extracted from the files that we have uploaded. Okay, so if we go back to the uploads that we had, let's explore further the fields that are now active because we have entries. So you can add additional metadata for the generated entries within the upload by clicking on this button here, edit metadata for all entries. I mean, in this case, it doesn't matter because we only have one entry, but if you have multiple entries and you would like to modify only for one entry, so you just check the box here and you click on the edit metadata button. So let's do this here. And in the comments, you can add whatever text you would like. So this is FHI aims calculation. And more importantly, you can add references to your entries. So let's imagine that you have created an entry and then later you publish it in a certain paper. You could come back to NOMAD to add the reference to that article. For example, I'll just have a link of a random publication here, and I will add it in the URL. Then basically you add references to your entries, and you can have like a closed loop between your publication and the published data. Then we click submit. And the information we have added now would basically, if we go to the entry page, they would appear in the overview in the metadata part. And like this is the comment we added, and these are the references. Okay, the last point here is that you could publish your upload to NOMAD And this is a distinction between publishing an upload and publishing a dataset, and we'll come to the datasets later in this part. But if you want to publish your upload, meaning that it becomes visible in Nomad for everyone, you can select an embargo period. The number here shown is in months. So an embargo period means that the upload is published, but it will not appear online until after the embargo period is done. And then you can click on the publish button. Keep in mind that when you publish and upload, it becomes immutable. That means that you cannot add any more contents to it, and you cannot delete items from it, but you can edit the metadata like from this section here. So once you click on publish, it will give you a prompt that you are about to publish the upload, and the same information that I just mentioned, that you cannot remove and modify the files. And simply you click publish and it's published in Nomad. I won't do this now because I don't want to have this file repeated in the Nomad. So once you have your actual data or your actual uploads, you can publish them on Nomad. So publishing makes the upload immutable. But if you would like to make it visible to everyone while you are working on the upload, so you can select this, you can check this box here. This basically means that your upload will be visible in Nomad for everyone while you are working and adding files to it. And this is a reversible process. So if you decide to remove it at some point, you can do that. Now we go to the third example, and basically this example is about uploading a raw data file from a measurement. The measurement we have here is X-ray photoelectron spectroscopy on a polymer material. And I will show you two different ways of uploading such data. So the first one is to upload a supported file, and Nomad supports the Nexus data format, which is common for large scale facilities and research like large scale research facilities. And this simply would work with the same way that I've just shown you, just drag and dropping. However, most scientific instruments that are typically used to produce such data would result in formats that are not Nexus. For example, XML, XYZ, or XML or SP, and so on. And Nomad offers a way to upload such data by converting them first into the supported Nexus and then generating the entries. This is called the Nexus Data Converter, and I'm going to show you how to use it from the graphical user interface. Okay, so I think with this, yeah, I just explained the tasks that we're going to do, and let's go back to Nomad. You are now experts in creating uploads, so let's create a new upload for this. Call this experimental example. And if you go to the experimental file from the files downloaded, okay, then you will see here like three different files for these exercise. For the first step, we will just upload the supported Nexus file format. And basically, we can do this by drag and drop into Nomad. Similar to what we have seen before, Nomad is checking if this file has a parser, and then it does, and it will parse the contents, and it will create an entry, which you can see that is created here. So everything else is similar to what we have seen before, but maybe it's worth to explore this entry and see how it's different from the other computational file. So similarly, there is a metadata part and the cards part. You can see that the cards part here looks different than the computational file that we have just uploaded. So you have a card that provides a Nexus visualization of the data, which means you can see the plots, but also you can explore the hierarchical structure of the data and look into the various information that the file contains. For example, in this first one, it has the survey scan of your sample, but if you go to the second one, You would see the carbon 1s peak. Also nicely, the file stores all the sweeps that you have made to produce this scan, which is good when you want to know when things go wrong or when sample degrades. And also in the third section here, you would see the sulfur 2p peak scan. And all the information also could be accessed from this visualizer here. And if we scroll down, we find a card for the material as well. And then you see like each type of file format would have a certain cards appearing in the overview page. If you go to the data section here, as I mentioned before, the results and the metadata sections are there for all NOMAD entries. Now, for this experimental file, it has an additional section called data, and you can, similar to what we've done before, explore the various parts in this data structure and visualize the various quantities that are available here. Okay. So now let's go to the real life situation. So you are measuring your sample, let's say with a spectrometer, which usually saves the file in their proprietary file format, or you could export it in a .xml file. And I have this file in the downloaded contents that you have already, which is this one. And dragging and dropping this file directly will not create an entry. So I can do this just for the sake of example. And you see like there is no new entry added, but the file is part of your upload. So to create an entry from files having different formats than Nexus, NOMAD offers the use of the Nexus data converter. And to use that, you will have to click on the Create from Schema button. So this is a different way of uploading your files. So you click on the Create from Schema button, and you provide a name for the process that you want to do. It's going to create an entry. So this is Nexus data conversion. And then from the select a schema, you keep the built-in schema checked, and you can search through the list or simply type Nexus data converter and it will show here. So once you select these, you can click on the create button. This will create an entry for the conversion process and will take you to the entry page, which will allow you to provide input to the converter to convert your data. And if you look at the available fields here, so at the beginning, we have to select two quantities. And basically, one of them is a reader, and the other is NXDL, which is a Nexus data definition. And to understand this better, it's good to understand how the Nexus data converter works. So it works in a two-step process. First, it needs to read your raw data file to extract its content, and that's the reader part. Afterwards, it will apply a certain schema definition of the specific application that conforms with the community standards to this data. So the data is structured in a certain manner. So it reads and then it applies the extracted information into a template, which is the application definition. So NOMAD has various readers available, and you can easily look through them because they're defined with the technique. So in this case, we select XPS for the reader. Now, for the application definitions, I recommend that you check our documentation page for the details on these. But for the XPS, you could just type XPS and pick the NX XPS one, and this is the application definition for the XPS data. The next step would be to provide the file that you would like to upload, and then this is in the input files here. I click on this icon and take the XML file that I had. It just tells me that I've already uploaded it in the upload and it will override it. That's fine. And then I would provide a name for the new file that will be generated in the Nexus format. So this would be, I would provide the same name, XPS from XML. And that's it. Once you're done, to apply these changes, you have to click on the Save button here. And now the conversion process is taking place. And if we go back to the overview page, if we go back to the upload page, and we can find that a new entry is generated from my XML file. And if you explore it, it's basically look similar to the previous one. Okay, so just a quick note here. So I was planning to show a third example, a third exercise as part of this example, but in the interest of time, I will refer you to the tutorial documentation. I will just mention it here. So as you have seen for the Nexus data conversion, there is going to data. There is there is the option of having more than one file for the conversion, and this is useful in the case that the raw file that you have exported from your instrument or even as provided does not offer all the metadata that conforms to the community standard. And basically, if you are using an electronic lab notebook in parallel to store additional information about the sample or like the heating conditions or whatsoever, you can apply the ELN file in a YAML format in addition to the raw file, and then the converter would consider this and fill these fields so that they are conforming to the community standards. Some screenshots of this process and examples are available in our documentation page. We can move to the final step, which is creating and publishing datasets. And this is the part where you get a digital object identifier. As mentioned earlier, datasets are used to group entries together. So you create a set of curated curated and related data, and you can publish them with a DOI. Datasets can include entries from various uploads or from the same or just from the same upload. And also one entry can be in different datasets. And it's important to understand that datasets only apply a grouping process, though they do not affect the processing of the data in NOMAD. And we will follow the steps of creating data sets. However, at the last step of assigning a DOI, I would like to kindly ask you not to do it because it's permanent and then the data will stay there forever and we're just using example data. Once you have an actual data set that you'd like to publish, you can follow the full process. Okay, so let's go to NOMAD now. And I would use the experimental example upload that we were just working with. And in the section where you can edit the metadata for all entries, I would click this. And as you remember, we said here you could add comments. You can add references for the publications later when when your data is published. And there is a section here for datasets. And you could either select from your existing data sets, like you're adding all these entries into the existing data set, or create a new one. So I will create one here, XPS data set, or maybe I'll tutorial 16 data set, and I would add the entries to a new data set. This basically creates a data set and adds all the 3 entries to it, and then I would click submit. Okay, so now let's see where the data set is generated. So we created one. You can find all the data sets you create in the publish tab and then clicking on data sets here. So I have 2 data sets shown here. So this is the one that we just created. So it will list them all. You can decide to delete them. You can assign them a DOI already, or you can go to review the contents of them. So if I click on the arrow here, it will basically show all the entries that were added to this data set. So let's go back to the same upload and show you a different way. So now like we have all three included, but what if I would like to only have like two of them into the upload, or remove one entry from the data set? So I would check this box, and as shown earlier, you click on the edit metadata here. So this edits the metadata individually for this entry, and then I will delete, click on the delete icon to remove it, to remove the entry from that set, click submit. And going back to the data sets, sometimes it needs to be refreshed. And now you can see that that specific entry was taken out of the data set. Let's go back to the upload and add another entry from another upload. And in that case, I go to the computation exercise. I can select this entry, click on the edit metadata, and now I don't want to create a new data set, but I would like to search for an existing data set. And these are the data sets that are created by the user. So I would pick the one that we have just created, add entry to existing data set, and then submit. Okay, then the last step would be to publish the data set, and going here, let's just confirm that okay, refresh again. Okay, so it has the three entries. Two of them are from the same upload, and the third one is from a different upload. Going back to the datasets page, if you would like now to publish the datasets and get a DOI for it, you simply click on the assign a DOI icon. But as I mentioned, we will not do this here. I will just click to show you that it gives you a prompt that you would like to confirm assigning a DOI and that it's permanent. And then you simply click assign DOI if you want to publish them. I'll click cancel now, and the DOI will appear within seconds in this field here, and the dataset would be published.